The casual-friendly side of the Switch library being fairly well-developed isn't a huge surprise. Aside from the family-friendly nature of the console and Nintendo's brand in general, paired with its portability and available touchscreen, it's sort of a perfect candidate for bringing over mobile and tablet fare. One subgenre within the casual puzzle space we've seen quite a bit of are somewhat story-driven titles, usually featuring adventure elements, as well as a wider variety of puzzles than you'd normally see. These try to come to the table with a bit of flair, and Full Moon Curse falls right into line with that vibe. While the animations and voice acting are perhaps on the spotty side, there's a bit of fun afoot on the story side if you're into witches, werewolves, and the supernatural in general. Staying pretty on theme, you'll spend a fair amount of time gathering elements for potions and the like, but also trying to stay a step ahead of the local townsfolk who are suspicious of what you and your people are up to. In general, the story and theming help to complement the puzzles and give them a bit of direction, helping the game to try to stand apart from its brethren, which generally do the same things but have different stories to tell at least. You'll have the option to get more or less help, depending on the skill level you choose, and from time to time some direction is helpful. The puzzles don't tend to be the area where help is needed. For the most part, once you work out your objective, they're quite manageable. A bigger problem tends to instead revolve around figuring out where you're supposed to be looking, or what sequence of actions you'll need to take in one spot to trigger something being found in another. Considering the adventure gaming element being applied, this isn't a huge surprise, but at times it can be aggravating where you can see a way forward, but the game is insistent on following a prescribed sequence of events in order to be successful. On the whole, I'd say this is a pretty average general puzzle adventure, neither better nor worse than the majority of its competition out there. Honestly, unless you're really a casual puzzle adventure junkie who is out to play them all, I'd say you're best off looking at which may have a theme or vibe you prefer, since that could help enhance your enjoyment rather than potentially taking away from it. It doesn't do anything terribly ambitious, but outside of its somewhat funky video sequences and inconsistent voice acting, everything works well enough if this is the sort of experience you're looking for. Overall, my final score for the game ended up being a 7.1. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this review, and if you'd like more information or ideas of indie games worth checking out on Switch, be sure to click on the link provided in the description. Until next time.